What's up, everybody? It's Pac-Man from Drunk Monkey Garage. We've gotten our test panel done for the paint job on the 2018 Street Glide. Behind me are all the products that we're going to be using on that project. As promised, we're going to be starting on the mailbox this week. We're going to be using some products from LimelinePaintSupply.com. And I also have a couple of new guns I'm going to be trying out from AmericanDreamCustomPaint.com. So let me give you a quick rundown of the products that we're going to be using. First product we're going to be using after we tape off our graphics is the coarse silver base coat. This will give us a nice shiny base to lay down our silver metal flake. Then after that, we're going to mix up our urea mixture. And once we get our urea on there, we'll be using the Limeline black base coat to spray over that to create our pattern. And then once we have our crystal pattern, we're going to be using the candy yellow and blue in order to make a candy apple green. And we'll mix that with the base coat binder. And just in case we have any touch-ups we need to do on the electric blue, I ordered a quart of Harley Davidson electric blue from R&E Paint Supply off of Amazon. I use this on the test panels, and with 3 coats, it is almost a perfect match. The guns I'm going to be trying out are the Beast base gun and the Little Beast minigun. Those are from American Dream Custom Paint. And that right there just about does it for all of the products that we're going to be using. Oh, how could I forget? We're also going to be using the Limeline fine line tapes and the new paper tape that they have. Those are what we're going to use for taping off the graphics. So there we have it. Those are all the products I'm going to be using on this project. And as promised, I'm going to get started on the mailbox this week. I'm not going to have to prime the mailbox because it came with a factory finish on it already. All I need to do is scuff that down with a 600 grit sanding sponge, and that should give the paint a good surface to stick to. If you're enjoying our content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell icon for notifications of future videos. And please leave a comment. So with that, let's get to it. So the first step of prepping this mailbox was to hit it with some gray Scotch-Brite. Made sure I got all the little nooks and crannies and took all the shine off of it. Next, I went over it again with a 600 grit sanding sponge. Finally, I went over it with a waterborne panel prep cleaner. Then it was time to lay down the electric blue base coat. I put a total of 3 coats of base coat on this mailbox. After giving the base coat sufficient time to flash off, I locked it down with a couple of coats of clear. After I got my last coat of clear on, I let the part cure overnight. The next day, with the part cured, I scuffed it down with a gray Scotch-Brite pad and started taping off my design. These magnetic rulers come in real handy for getting your pattern symmetrical and lines even. This is the first time I've ever done scallops, so I was kind of figuring it out as I went, but I think the overall design turned out pretty good. As you can see, I'm making good use of these magnetic rulers to keep all my lines evenly spaced and the design symmetrical on both sides. Now it's time to remove our guide tape and go over our 1/16 inch tape line with a 1/8 inch tape. And I follow that up with a 1/4 inch paper tape. Now it's time to do the 1/2 inch and 1.5 inch tapes just to fill in the rest of the voids. I used paper to mask off the back of the mailbox because it was a large area and I didn't need to waste tape on it. Here we're using the Little Beast and we're laying down our Limeline silver base. This Little Beast minigun from American Dream Paint Supply is pretty awesome. It was easy to set up and sprayed really nice. I ended up putting 3 light coats of silver base on this to cover the blue. After the silver flashed off, it was time to unmask our design. After a quick wipe down with some window cleaner, it was time to put down a couple of coats of lockdown clear. We have to let the clear cure overnight, but I think so far we're looking pretty good. So after this lockdown clear cures, we'll mask it off again and apply our Crystal Effects solution. Well, we got the crystal laid out. We put the candy over it, but I don't like the way it turned out. I didn't even bother putting clear coat on it because I think what I'm going to do is sand it down and try again. As you can see, the crystals really aren't very pronounced. Trying to scuff off the black, it took off too much and it just doesn't look right to me. The top was pretty nice, but the rest of it just kind of blah. Got a little peel there too. So we're going to go back to the silver metal flake and try that again. Like I said before, when you're doing the crystal, there's so many variables that can play a part in how it turns out. I don't know if the ribbing on the mailbox is keeping the solution from going over it evenly. If that's the case, then I can try to put some more clear on it to smooth those ridges out. It could be that I used a crystal mixture that we used last week for the test panels, and it's just too old and not effective anymore. And it could be that I sprayed the black on too heavy or something. We're going to get that sanded down and try that again. So stay tuned. All I'm using here is a red Scotch-Brite pad on a DA sander. You don't need much more than that. This stuff comes off pretty easy without the clear coat on it. So I'll get to doing that and we'll get back to it. As you can see, that comes off real easy without hurting the silver metal flake because we put lockdown clear on the blue and silver metal flake. So I'm going to finish getting this off of here and then we'll take it up from there. So we've gotten our mailbox back down to the point that it was before we started the crystal. What I'm going to do from this point on, you guys have already seen. I'm just going to add a couple of more coats of the coarse silver and do a couple, maybe 3 coats more of the metal flake in the clear. And then I'll put 2 to 3 coats of lockdown clear over that. Hopefully that'll smooth out some of these ridges. I did notice down in this area here, we had some spots that the paint didn't want to come off real good. So I know the ridges are still pretty pronounced there. So hopefully we'll get all that smoothed out. You guys have seen all that process. So I'm going to end this video here and we'll pick it up when I get all that done and we're ready to do the crystal again. If you're enjoying our content, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications of future videos. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. We like to hear from you. Till next time, cheers.